My video for March the 29th, 2019 is video number 3039. The title is Mysteries of Ascension and Resurrection. Many of us expect some kind of major change, a paradigm shift in which our reality is transformed. Some have called it the dawning of the Age of Aquarius. Many have and are still dying, leaving this planet in spirit only, with their bodies left behind, either buried or cremated. Others, including me, live with the hope and expectation that we will be changed in the twinkling of an eye. For me, this includes a reactivation of codons that were turned off by those fallen angels or ETs that manipulated our DNA to create a slave race that had no idea of their higher nature, a soul or God part of their being. Sadly, there are others working hard to create a race of robots that have capabilities that exceed our human state, yet have no soul, no spirit animating them. They are simply programmed inventions, not living beings. Will these scam artists succeed? If they can manage to do away with soul beings, Earth will become a lifeless and artificial planet. That's not the kind of place I would ever choose to be. Will I live to experience ascension? I certainly hope so. Before I go any further, let me say that my computer was reactivated, as I reported in the video that's current today as I'm recording this. However, I still am unable to complete a backup. I tried a couple of times and the backups keep failing. So there's still something wrong with my C drive, although some of the problems seem to be resolved. I do plan to work with a friend this weekend to resolve remaining issues and perhaps get to where I can record on my newer computer, which is still not happening. We'll see how that transpires. But I have lived my whole life believing that I was here to help usher in the kingdom of heaven on earth. I know that sounds like a broken record for those of you who listen to me regularly. I don't look for resurrection because I don't expect to die. I expect to live and be transformed along with many others around the world. And to me, that involves reactivating our DNA, turning those codons that were turned off in a malevolent operation by apparent demons or fallen angels or whatever you want to call them, Luciferians. And they have created the slave race they desired. And most people are unaware of our true nature and what I believe our capabilities are now. That I said in the blurb that they are creating robots that exceed our capabilities. But if our codons were turned back on, if all of our genetic material that has been messed with was restored to its, what I believe to be its original state, then I think that maybe we would actually be able to exceed what the robots can do. But we would be living souls, not dead machines. I don't want to live on a dead planet, and neither do I want to see Earth destroyed. I don't want to go someplace where it's an etheric realm. I don't understand what it would be like to not have a body that can manifest. To me, beam me up, Scotty, is something that illustrates what I envision, that we can merely transform ourselves, decompose the body, and recompose it in another spot at will. That's a power, a talent, an ability that we obviously don't have at this time. Well, except for Anastasia. Some people don't like me talking about Anastasia, but I'm sorry. She demonstrated an example of that, and I'm sure it blew Vladimir Megra's mind when he was witnessing some of it. It just didn't resonate and make sense to him, and it won't make sense to most of us because, again, we've been dumbed down. We've been deactivated, if you will, and we do not know our true nature or our true capabilities. We just don't know them because they've been programmed away. When are we going to wake up to that fact? Well, I don't believe we can do it by ourselves. And I do hope that extraterrestrials that are benevolent are involved in redeeming creation. Now, angels and demons to me are the same creation, the same race, if you will. And 1/3 of them, according to my understanding, fell. And Lucifer was the head of that. He was the brightest of all the angels, but became a demon, the devil. That's the way that I see it. Now, am I perfect in my understanding? No. Like everyone else, I've experienced life living on a planet of lies. And everything, I mean everything, has been manipulated on this planet. Everything has been reduced to lowest common denominators, and the game plan has been to pit us against each other because of our ignorance. But I don't want to keep ignoring the higher reality. Neither do I want to ignore the lower reality. They are both realities here and now. But we haven't been able to ascend into the higher plane of existence, as it were, as Anastasia did. And I'm sorry, but she is the example of that. And Jesus, according to what we've been taught, was able to materialize and dematerialize and move around. And so have some yogis and stuff like that in India and that region of the world have had what we would call supernatural abilities. But to me, they're not supernatural abilities. They're simply abilities that we have lost, that we need to somehow regain. Somehow we need to be reactivated. And what's that going to be? I don't know. But I do hope it's a twinkling of an eye. Even if the twinkling of an eye takes place over a span of months, hopefully not years, months at the most. There's so many things that are possibilities that the average person that only gets their information from the TV sets have no way of knowing. I mean, I talk to people that don't have the internet, and they are clueless about a lot of things that we can reach and find and discover on the internet. But there's so much more that we can't even discover there because we haven't experienced it yet. It hasn't become reality for us. I want it to become reality, and I want to experience the mysteries, no longer mysterious, but actually manifest and becoming the very reality of our human life. Thank you, folks, again for listening, and namaste.